Hey everyone, and welcome to what is going to be the first video in a series that I'm trying to make of how to rank up from about Crusader, maybe Archon rank, all the way to Ancient. That is something similar to what I have done. I'm currently Ancient rank. I started off as Archon. Um, and yeah, let's show you guys some of
The
what
battle
happened and how
begins.
I got there. So here we are contesting the bounty rune. There's an ogre alone, and his lifestealer is chasing my clock. So I start with Diabolic Edict, since it lasts quite a while and it does a lot of damage, more than people normally expect. So that's how we got the first blood right there. I'm laning with the clock. That's a very nice support to lane if you're off lane Leshrac. I would definitely recommend going with something like this. The reason for it is you have some peel if someone try and goes on you too hard, and you have someone that can help just disable, slow them down, make it easier to land your stun, and so forth. I personally really like the Null Talisman start. It is pretty good for me. I try and rush a magic stick, magic wand, and then mana boots, and then bring tangos as many as you
Dire's
need.
courier has been
So
killed.
we're just going to try and pressure them as much as we can since we are the offlane. Even though Lifestealer does have Rage, which is good against Leshrac, it is very short duration on level 1, so we're going to try and pressure them as much as we can. Alright, so right here we have our mid PA coming in for a gank, which is kind of unheard of, but here we go. So I'm going on the Lifestealer and just trying to push him
Radiant's
back,
courier
trying to make
has
him
been
use his
slain.
rage. And as you can see, the rage is pretty short and stun would have stopped him, but our PA crits for the last hit. That was very successful. We made their mid rotate as well. He didn't achieve anything, and the PA is back to farming mid. So a very good move on PA's part, and we are just continuing to try and maintain lane dominance. So when you lane with Leshrac, it's very fun to max the Lightning Storm. It makes last hitting a lot easier. That's mostly what you're going to use it for. Right here, the Ogre thought he could kill me for some reason, and we just used our spells and just knocked them down. Right here, we've noticed that the enemy carry, their lifestealer, has chose to go jungle. I think it's because of all the pressure and the damage that he's taken in lane,
Radiant's
making the
middle tower
regen
is under
battle just
attack.
too much for him to sustain. So we decided, let's just go on the clock. The ogre, the clock goes in, and it's a perfect setup, and we just get him down. Now what I did
Radiant's
here
bottom
is
tower
I
is under
saved my
attack.
edict for after the
Dire's
kill
top
so we can
tower is
pressure the
under
tower,
attack.
but it was a little bit of off timing as the creep wave just came in.
Dire's
So
structures
ideally what
are
would have happened
fortified.
here is we would have cleared the creep wave first and then I would have edict, but it's going to be fine anyway because we're going to edict right now and take the tower. But that's basically the main
Radiant's
thing you
bottom
want to
tower
do with
is under
Leshrac
attack.
early is you put some levels into your edict other than your lightning storm, and that will push down the towers to try and create some pressure on the map and get some map advantage
Radiant's
um,
bottom
in
tower has fallen.
your control. Here, my clock is doing a great job hunting down their um,
Dire's middle tower
lifestealer.
is under attack.
I was thinking I maybe should have tried to help them get the lifestealer here, but I opted not to because I thought they would be fine. But they
Dire's
kind of
middle tower
overplayed
is under
their
attack.
reach there with the ogre arriving, and unfortunately the lifestealer got a kill on our clock. But still, very good attempt keeping him out of
Dire's
farm.
top
If it
tower
worked
is
out, it
under
would have been
attack.
great. So I think that's enough for some early game stuff. I'm gonna focus some more on the later game
Dire
things.
are scanning.
Normally I would do Eternal Shroud first after I have Bloodstone and Sanjin Kaya on Leshrac. The reason for that is the mana sustain, but their team does not have that much magic damage, so I did not see it as highly valued. I just thought more armor would be great because then I would be able to survive the Lifestealer. Their Lifestealer I saw went Deso and King Bar, etc. So he was really laying
Dire's
into me
bottom
whenever he
tower
got
is
hold of
under
me.
attack.
He doesn't have a lot of life, so I thought as long as I can sustain through his rage, I could still bring him down. So that is our game plan right now.
Radiant's
We're
middle
just
tower is
farming,
under
pushing
attack.
in lanes with Lightning Storm, taking neutral camps with Lightning Storm and Pulse Nova. Just toggle it on and off. Just do that until you get your items up or until your team wants to fight. Like right here, we went on the Alchemist. and we would have been able to get him down, but he went and got a halberd, which was a great item choice. We saw we forced a lot of TP, so I just TP'd out.
Dire's
So
bottom
now
tower is
we
under
are
attack.
in control in the map since they're all having to run from their base out. Alright, so I forwarded up again some. Here I have my Shiva's guard done, and I thought it was a great time to try and fight here.
Radiant
Use my neutral
structures
item
are
to make some
fortified.
space, and we just lay into them using all our spells. So the lifestealer is inside the Alchemist, which is not great for us. But yeah, we just still have a lot left. All their BKBs and stuff's gonna come to an end soon, and then we can fight better. But something I did not take into account personally is the effect of the Diffusal Blade on my mana pool. So unfortunately, we were not able to actually do much more than just get their carry down. So they got me here. That was a little bit of a misconsideration on my part. I should have been more aggressive since they have the mana burn to take my mana down. So after that fight that they won, they did decide to push, and the Alchemist did dive our base pretty hard.
Dire's top
This was
tower
a
has
big mistake
fallen.
on their part since our respawn timers were not long enough for them to be able to push this hard as they did. So we got almost all of them down. Our ogre, or our PA was a little bit slow on getting the daggers on the ogre, so I just tried to give him vision with the stun, but again, just slow. We did get him eventually. Show how to push an advantage from them having died on the high ground
Dire's
when they
courier
tried to
has
push.
been killed.
Is I start the fight here in their triangle, have all of them go on me. At this point, I have Shivas and Eternal Shroud with Bloodstone. So we get all of their BKBs baited out. Now our multiple
Dire's
carries for
bottom
some
tower is
reason
under
that we
attack.
have just come to engage. And something that Bango never took into consideration here is how much magic damage I actually still do when he's in his Rolling Thunder. So that's something to consider. Is
Radiant's top
Leshrac,
tower
yes,
is under
BKB
attack.
does reduce your damage, but you still do damage, especially with Diabolic
Radiant's
Edict
top tower
that does
has
pure
fallen.
damage. So right here, we're just kiting them down. Um, just waiting for them to overcommit onto a fight so we can hit them like I did here with the Lifestealer. And now
Radiant's top
from
tower
this
is
point
under
on, it's
attack.
just going to be clearing out their base and ending the
Radiant
game.
structures are
So these are the
fortified.
core items you want to look for every game on Leshrac if you play him offlane
Radiant's
or
middle
mid for
tower
that
is under
matter,
attack.
is you want to have Bloodstone, Shivas, Eternal Shroud, Dungeon Kaya. I like mana boots. You can also do teleport
Radiant's
boots,
middle
and
barracks are
then your
under
null
attack.
talisman you can replace with a multitude of things.
Radiant's middle
You can either
barracks
go
has fallen.
a
Radiant's middle
Lotus Orb if your
barracks
team
has
needs
fallen.
it. You can go Wind Waker, which is great for Lesh to just have some more space making heal and stuff. But basically, all we buy
Radiant's
is a
top
bunch of
barracks are
tanky
under
items
attack.
because our spells do enough damage if we can just stay alive and use them.
Radiant's top barracks
Um,
has fallen.
Another thing I'd like to mention is the use of the shard of Leshrac.
Radiant's top barracks
It's
has
really,
fallen.
really strong. The zone control you get from it is just so good because they
Radiant's
just
bottom
cannot
tower
fight in
is
this
under attack.
area anymore. And especially if someone's pushing your high
Radiant
ground, you
structures
can
are
just keep them
fortified.
away for so long. Yeah, try
Dire
Leshrac
victory.
offlane. Would recommend. It is pretty strong. You do need some items though, so just be aware of that. But if you need to fight early, get your shard and you can still help defend your base. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. I know Leshrac is not your most traditional offlane hero, but it's definitely a good one. So just be consistent, play the same heroes, and you will see some improvement in your ranking up journey. If you found this helpful, please consider to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I can. See you in the next one.